everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I am here with my weekly WIP and Chat. If you're new and you're not sure what that means, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and Chat stands for Chat. So feel free to whip out your WIP and work alongside me. I'm going to be working on a diamond painting today, and in a recent WIP and Chat, someone commented that they missed me saying whip out your WIP, so I thought I would throw that in there this time. Anyway, I always like to do these WIP and Chats and have them go up on Monday mornings, and it's just a really nice chance to check in, talk about the week, talk about life, talk about what's been going on with crafting and the channel and whatnot. So I am just going to settle in here. It's Sunday evening, and just decompress going from the weekend into the start of our new week. I hope you're doing well. Let me tell you a little bit about what I'm working on and with today. So I am working on the kit Huntress from Diamond Art Club. This is the artwork. It's by the artist Rosie Scribbles, who just recently debuted their artwork at Diamond Art Club. There have been 3 kits released so far. It's Huntress and Love Bard and Mermaid Tea Time. They've all been unboxed here on my channel if you'd like to take a look at them, but I have been really enamored by this artwork from like day one. And so I couldn't resist kitting up this kit, and I'm excited. I'm really excited. We're about, I started from the bottom. We're about 2 rows up, and right now we're working on this section just to the side of our wolf friend's eye. So not a whole lot super exciting going on in this section, but hopefully some color blocking that will let us zip through it a bit. As far as my accessories go, which the kit and the accessories will all be linked below. I have a lot of things from my most recent small shop haul in particular. So I have this pen from Swampwood Designs. Ooh, look at those crystals catch the light there. Nice. And then I have this tray from a new to me company. I'm really excited to try it. This is from Yellow Dog Designs. And I had ordered these, I think, back in November, and the owner actually reached out to me to let me know that they've made some changes and upgrades and improvements to their trays since I bought this one. So please do keep that in mind. Like, I'm gonna still share my thoughts with you on what I think of this tray. And you know, I still really am intending to buy some more trays from them because they had some other styles that I haven't tried, and if they've made some changes, I would be really curious to see what those are. And this is one of these companies that I'm hearing so much about. Like, whenever I see someone put up a post of what's your favorite tray company, this company is all over those lists. So I'm going to give them a really good shot here. But I really like this filament, and I like that the lid design is nice, and I love this kind of starburst look, but I'm excited to try this out. And then we're going to be using Wee Wax. I just opened this in my most recent small shop haul. It's in the scent Winter Woods. And then we've got a salted caramel putty, and this one is from Creations Moran, which I haven't tried this company yet. I'm going to use this one in my multi-placer, and again, am excited to share my thoughts on it with you as we go. And then this minder I've had for a little while, but because this subject really, it just reminds me like it's something straight out of a fantasy novel. That's why I kind of went with a books are better than people sort of inspired cover minder. This one's from Galloway's Gallery. I'm not sure if she still has this one in her shop, but I've had this one for a little while. It just made me chuckle. She has lots of bookish minders though, so if she doesn't have that exact one, she'll have other bookish ones. And then storage-wise, I'm using my usual Elizabeth Ward containers from Amazon or the off-brand from, Joann's, AliExpress, whatever. That's what I go with. So let me go ahead and I need to clean out the putty that's in this. Ooh, does that multiplacer not want to fit? You know what? I've been having issues with some of these multiplacers wanting to fit in these pens. Okay. Well, I don't want to hurt the pen, but okay, that's fine. It's not going in all the way, but I'm not going to try to force it. Okay, let me clean out the putty that's currently in here, and we'll start fresh with the Creations Moran putty. And yes, I mention this just because I mention this almost every time because there are new faces quite often here. I do clean out these metal placers with my metal multi-placers with metal tweezers, even though like most people will tell you that you're not really supposed to do this because it can mess up your placers. Like, I don't know, scratch them or burr them or something. You guys, I don't have a better way to clean these out. I've tried. So it's a risk I'm willing to take. If I have to buy new blazers, I'll buy new blazers. Okay, so let me load it up, hopefully without dropping the pen. Let's see. Different putties have different consistencies sometimes, so we'll see if this one's, what we think of this one. I believe that this and the Yellow Dog are both Canadian shops, if I'm remembering this correctly. Oh, that really didn't want to cut cleanly. I didn't want to push too hard because I didn't want to do any damage to the placer in the pen. Okay, I can fix this. We're just going to keep all of this mess in the video because that's how I do these WIP and Chats usually. Oh man, yeah, this placer is not wanting to like fit and stay in there. We'll see if I run into any trouble with it when I actually try to diamond paint here. Fingers crossed that once we get going, it's not going to be an issue. I mean, I could switch to a plastic one in this pen if need be. But yeah, so hello, how are you doing today? I hope that you had a great weekend and that you are staying well. I know a lot of parts of the US have been hit by weather the past week. I think has a lot of it kind of let up by now in some areas, but I think I'm hearing there's still areas that don't have power. Actually, my brother yesterday was saying that he doesn't have power. Or I didn't check with him today to see if it came back on, but he's up in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon. But yeah, I hope the power is coming back on for people and that, you're staying safe and warm and all that. I live in Southern California and we just have perfectly pleasant weather. Sorry, I'm not trying to rub your nose in it. But no, we've been pretty mild here. We had some rain, but other than the rain, it's been pretty uneventful, typical California weather, really. Okay, I'm gonna fold this back. Now, interestingly, this is the new perforated plastic cover. I am choosing to still section mine off with washi tape because I don't like being told what to do. No, I like to section off my canvases in the size of sections that I personally want to work on. The pre-section, the perforated cover on these Diamond Art Club kits that started coming out, the perforated cover sections are 10 by 10 centimeters or 4 by 4 inches, give or take. And that's typically I want to work in bigger sections than that. And so I'm choosing to use the washi tape. And the only time I've run into little bits of issues here and there is if the washi tape border that I have, if it's like close to where the perforation is and I'm trying to overshoot it, sometimes it wants to, it gives me a little bit of trouble with bending, folding. I'm not sure. It's a learning curve for me. This is the first kit I've done that's had the perforated cover. And we'll just see what I think long term here. But have you guys tried the Diamond Art Club kit with the perforated cover yet? And if so, what have your thoughts been? I've seen them say that they're testing out some changes to it, like adding more visible lines to the perforations. I am not a fan of that personally, just kind of depending on what those look like, because I don't know, I like seeing the full image beneath the plastic, and I feel like it'll almost make me feel like I have to use the perforated sections if there are these big visible lines on there and I'm trying to just refer to my washi tape. But I'll wait and see. I'll wait and see. But yeah, it is, like I said, Sunday evening, and as always, we are kind of winding down and getting ready to start our week. This will be our first kind of full 5-day week since before winter break at this point. So I'm hoping that the boys will settle right back into a routine with that, and that I will too, honestly. But yeah, I enjoyed talking with you guys kind of on the road in last week's WIP and Chat. I was in Ohio and I filmed that WIP and Chat at my parents' house. It seemed like it went okay. I'd forgotten to bring my microphone which just kind of helps clean up the sound just a little bit, but it still seemed like it went all right. I am really enjoying working on this kit. It feels like it's been a little while since I've done a Diamond Art Club round drill kit. Excuse me one second. A little something stuck in my throat there. And I am enjoying it. This was a kit that I couldn't really seem to get out of my head from about the time that I unboxed it a few weeks ago. And I feel like often if there's a kit that just your brain keeps coming back to, that often that's a sign that maybe you should go ahead and work on it. I've also used that approach when it comes to, do I want to actually buy a kit? Is if I can, if I'm not worried about it selling out, if I'm on the fence about it, I really would prefer to sit on it for a little bit and see if I keep coming back to and thinking about it, or if it goes out of stock and I feel like I want it, when it restocks, then that typically is how my brain goes, how I know. I can judge that, okay, yeah, this is the kit that I actually want and it's not just an impulse thing. But yeah, I kicked around working on a couple of different kits after I finished I worked on Ember the Love Dragon when I was traveling. Cute little snack size kit. And that I was working on in last week's WIP and Chat. And then I've also been working hard on my cross-stitch conversion project, which I maybe will try to work on with you guys next week's WIP and Chat. We will see. That might get interrupted for something else. I will have to wait and see. More on that in a moment. But I have made good progress on that cross-stitch conversion project. If you're curious to learn more about that and don't want to wait until the next time I work on it in a WIP and Chat, I have a playlist dedicated to this just giant cross-stitch conversion project that I've been working on for a year and a half now. I'm currently working on the 4th of 8 panels. It's so big I broke into eight panels that are about the size of the Mandy Manzano princess panels the Diamond Art Club used to have that are now retired. They're nearly as tall as I am, it feels like. But I broke it into panels that are about that size. There's 8 of them. And I am now over halfway through the 4th panel. I'm about over 45% complete of the entire chart. And I've got that halfway mark of the whole chart. Like it's there, I can see it. And so I have been spending some time on that this month. And then I was starting to feel like, okay, I'm ready for a little bit of a break. Let me pull out a round drill kit to work on. I was scrolling through my stash. I use the Gems Flow app to keep track of my diamond paintings. And it's really, really handy. I like that you can use some of the filtering features. And you can filter it sort of just depending on what information you have put in there. I put in the name, the company that it's from, the size, and the drill shape. And often I'll sort by things like, company or drill shape or something like that. And but I was scrolling through it, and you guys, I just kept coming back to these Rosy Scribbles kits. And I decided, okay, I don't want to do Mermaid Tea Time because it's rather large. It has square drills and is going to be a bigger undertaking. I don't think I should start a bigger scale project like that one right now. And then I almost wanted to start Love Bard, but I knew that a lot of friends and other creators were planning to work on it, so I thought I can actually enjoy that vicariously through them. And also that one is not as large as Mermaid Tea Time, but it is a larger, it's a good size square drill project. I was highly tempted to start that one, but I thought, okay, maybe not this one. I think I don't know why I was almost trying to talk myself out of Huntress, but my brain just kept going, no, you want to work on Huntress. Just work on Huntress. Here was my other hang up. I try to be really intentional here on my channel about showing a variety of shops, working on kits from various small shops in the community, and in particular not trying to make my content and my projects super Diamond Art Club heavy. even though the reality is that they do make up the majority of my stash, often just because of sheer volume and availability of what they've had in stock for years and years, and much of it being to my taste. But I still really strive hard to not let, I don't know, like to not work on too many Diamond Art Club kits in a row, I guess. And so I thought, well, I'm working on Ember. I worked on Ember the Sky Dragon when I was traveling before this one, and I know that a kit that I'm going to be working on in the very near future is a Diamond Art Club kit that's to be released. And so I thought, well, if I work on another Diamond Art Club kit right now, it's going to be multiple in a row, and I'm afraid people are going to be like, oh, well, there she goes working on those Diamond Art Club kits again. And I thought, you know what? It's going to be fine. Like, there's going to be plenty of small shop representation here on my channel this year and the coming months. I'm going to fight really hard to make sure that that still stays the case. So I hope that you'll forgive me, and I hope you'll understand, especially when you see what my next project is. I am over the moon and so happy, so happy. And but in the meantime, I have this and my cross-stitch conversion project going. I guess my cross-stitch conversion is technically, that's not a Diamond Art Club. There's nothing Diamond Art Club about that one. Yeah, I don't know when I'll finish that 4th panel. We'll see. I'm really enjoying working on Huntress. I like how fast it really feels like it's going. It's like, oh, there's a good amount of color blocking. It's round drills, and like the quality is really good. It feels like it's going pretty quick, especially compared to La Lune, which was the project I was working on primarily before Ember, the Sky Dragon. And La Lune, there were some issues with like the drill quality and some stickiness with the glue on the, or slipperiness rather, I'm sorry. I guess that is technically an issue with the stickiness, but the glue is a bit slippery on that canvas. So it took, I wasn't able to like zip through that one because I was sort of I was treading cautiously because of some of the issues I was running into. Speaking of, would you guys, I'm leaning towards no, but I'll go ahead and invite your feedback. I might have asked this last week. I don't remember. But I'm really waffling on whether or not I even want to do a dedicated post review of La Lune here on my channel. It's a kit that is no longer available from, well, the shop doesn't really exist in this form anymore as it was when I bought it. However, I did, yes, I did see that Jada Gem Shop licensed that image and released it this past week, the week before? Yes, I did see that. I may pick that one up for a comparison, but I don't know. You guys let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. And also, are you interested in seeing a post review on the Lune, or is it like, meh, I mean, the shop's not around anymore, so why bother? At least, like I said, in the form that it was when I purchased that kit. I did end up sealing that diamond painting, which it was either the 3rd or 4th diamond painting that I've ever sealed before. And I do have a video showing how to seal a diamond painting. And I used the same method this time, and it seemed to work pretty well. In fact, it got tested in a way that I was not intending, and I do not recommend to anyone, but this is actually kind of hilarious to me. So, okay. So it was a few days ago that I actually sealed this kit, and I use Minwax polyacrylic in the clear gloss finish. And I brush it on with a paintbrush. I feel like that, for me at least, seems to coat more evenly and get in between the drills better than a foam brush does. So I just used a regular paintbrush. And then, so I did a coat on there, and I was a little nervous because there's just oodles of metallic drills on that one. I changed the whole moon out for gold metallics. And, so I thought, oh, I'm really, really hoping that this isn't going to dull the shine and the effect of these metallic diamonds. I was like, when I first painted it on, I thought, ooh, I don't know. But I thought it's going to dry. It was always dried clear in the past. I've sealed crystal kits before, and it hasn't affected the finish of the crystals at all. So I really feel like it should be okay with the metallics too. I ended up sealing this one because it was so bad that it was like if I even tried to lightly roll it, drills were just slip and sliding, and they'd like just be falling off the canvas. So I was like, I have to seal this. I have to. This piece means a lot to me. I really don't want there to just be diamonds falling off, especially when I go to store it longer term. So anyway, did the coat of sealant and then set it outside to dry, and also to be like, well, then we're not, having fumes or anything like that. And I left it there, and I forgot about it until the next morning. And I woke up the next morning, and I live in Southern California. It's sunny like 360 days out of the year here, it feels like. But we are admittedly in what is considered our rainy season. This is our winter. We'll get rain sometimes. It wildly varies when and how much and how hard. But do you know where I'm going with this? I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. And so I had gotten up in the morning, and I'm like, oh, it's so nice. It's raining outside. Like, I woke up to the sound of rain, and I'm like, oh, this is just, it's so cozy. Because yes, even though I grew up in Ohio and was used to it raining a lot and getting all kinds of weather, now we have so little rain that it almost is like a novelty that I enjoy. And I was like, oh, this is so nice, and kind of relaxed, started my day. And then I thought, oh, let me go ahead and get some laundry in. Our laundry is out in our detached garage. And I was like, that's okay. I know it's raining. I'll just dart out there real quickly and toss some of the kids' laundry in. And so I open up the door, and I go to sprint out to take the laundry out. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see the canvas that I had set out to just set and dry outside. And the rain is just landing on it. It's not under any kind of coverage. It's sitting there, full view. The rain's just, and I was like, oh no. And so I dropped the laundry. Yeah, this is literally, I dropped the laundry basket and ran over to the canvas and picked it up. There's a nice big dry square under it where it had kept, the surface beneath it dry. And as I kind of lifted up, just water pours off of it onto the ground. And I thought, oh no, oh no, oh no. I was like, the sealant should have totally set at this point, but this has been sitting under rain for hours. I don't know what time the rain started overnight. Hours. It was sitting under the rain for hours. So I brought it inside, and I just set it on. I tried to, lightly shake off as much water as I could. No diamonds came flying off when I was shaking off the water, which I thought, okay, that's a good sign. And then I just lightly set it inside on a towel, and I was like, well, we will wait and see. And you guys, it's fine. From what I can tell so far, I haven't tried to rigorously, shake it or roll it or anything, but I think that the sealant legit saved it. That one thin coat of sealant. Of course, it wouldn't have been outside sitting out there if I hadn't sealed it and was waiting for it to set. So I just was like, I can't believe I did that on this kit that I had to baby and seal it because the trails just want to fall off. I'm like, how about I just set you under some pouring water? It'll be fine, right? I'm like, certain companies' kits with their glue, I actually would try that with a relatively high amount of confidence, but not this one. But it was sealed, so I can't believe I did that, but there you go. I'm a highly forgetful person, and stuff like that happens. But I thought you guys would get a kick out of I just left my diamond painting out in the rain. There we are. So anyway, that was the story of La Lune. I could do a post review on that just so I could show you, look. I can pretend like I did it on purpose. I decided to test out this sealing method by leaving it out in the rain and seeing if it still held. What could go wrong? anyway, one other thing that I did, I just did this yesterday, is I sat down and was scrolling through my Gems Flow and had been intending to do this for a week or two now. I thought I want to go through and make a list of all of the kits that are in my stash that have dragons in them. And I sort of had in my head that I destashed a lot of kits in the past year, really trying to just make space because my stash is out of control and my tastes have changed a lot since I started diamond painting. For example, I used to buy nearly every Randall Spangler kit, and now because that was one of the only artworks with dragons that you could get as licensed diamond paintings, but now there's a lot more available out there, and I do still really love Randall Spangler's artwork, but I don't feel like I have to get all of it and sort of settle for that as the only dragon diamond paintings I'm going to get. And so I destashed a number of those, and there have been some other dragons that it's like they're really cool, but I don't think I'll work on them as a diamond painting. And so I thought, do I really have that many dragon kits in my stash anymore? Like, am I about to lose my dragon obsessed card here? You guys know I have over 50 kits in my stash that have dragons in them. So that's good. That's good. No, I'm not going to try to complete them all this year. That's absolutely not a goal or a thing that we're going to do. But one of the reasons I was writing that out is because I wanted to take a look and go, okay, here are the ones that I have that are from small shops, because I really want to, like I said, make sure that I'm highlighting and showing love to small shops this year. And to just sort of map out and go, okay, which of these kits do I think I might want to work on sometime this year? I've ordered some kits. I don't know if you guys saw Enabler's Outpost released. It's for pre-order at the moment, but they have a giant, it's over 200 centimeters, seasons, like a seasonal dragon diamond painting that is artwork by Emma Casey that I think they commissioned or they worked with her on. It really is like 4 different diamond paintings put together. So that kind of helps me in my brain with the price point of it, which is high, but we're talking about like a 240 centimeter long diamond painting. It's like a scroll. It's so cool. But I ordered that, and I'm excited to share that with you guys when it comes in. And I'm also quite sure that companies are going to have more dragon releases coming out this year at some point as well. I have a few from Jaded Gem Shop I have my eye on. I've had a couple in my stash for a while from True Artist Diamond Painting, and I didn't work on one of their kits last year, and so I would like to get to one of those this year. So it was nice to just write all of it out and just sort of mentally go, I don't want to try to lay out an actual hard and fast plan. As far as I want to be like, okay, this month I'll work on this, and this month I'll work on this. I want to leave space for new releases. I want to leave space for just what I feel like doing, and just what's going to work around other projects that I'll be working on as well. But I still just wanted to kind of look and kind of earmark ones and go, okay, like I have one kit in my stash that I've had in my stash that was one of the first kits that I was really waiting for Diamond Art Club to restock for a long time, back in 2020 when I first started diamond painting. It's a Randall Spangler actually, and that is a rainy day kit of mine, and I think I would like to work on that one this year. It's a Universe in a Jar. And so I'm excited. It was fun to write all of those out and start to do just some light planning and get some ideas for what I might want to work on this year. And I did a small shop haul for you guys recently, and there was a gal, she's so sweet, she comments on my videos a lot, had mentioned to me, and I was like, oh, that's a really, really good point, in a comment there that, oh, just so you know, it is, it's nice, how'd she word it? She said the one thing about me putting up small shop hauls so belatedly, which I totally own that I do. I'm really slow to get to those, and sometimes things that I'm sharing are things that I bought literal months prior. In this case, there were a couple of things from November. But she had pointed out, she's like, the downside is that if you share something and we want it, then often that means that it's, if it was a seasonal thing or, 1 month only thing, then it's not available anymore. I was like, oh, that is such a good point. Like, thank you for sharing that perspective. I will try to keep that in mind and try to be better about that with my small shop haul timing. I definitely don't want it to get as backed up as it did with this one where I was showing things from a couple of months ago. But yeah, it's tricky sometimes because sometimes I'm waiting for enough packages to come in to be able to do a small shop haul or something in particular. Sometimes I'll try to spread things out. I don't want to have like a bunch of pens, but then no trays or no putty, or I don't want it to be too heavy on one particular thing. So I'm overthinking it, but that was a good point. So I do apologize for what it's worth if you've had a similar kind of experience. Okay. I had an issue where just picked a drill right up because this wax was grabbing it. I'm having a good experience with all of these accessories so far. The tray and the putty that are new to me. I'm a fan. I think I want a bigger tray though. I picked some of these more smaller standard size, I think more their standard size trays. I'm pretty sure they have a bigger one available though. And I think I would like to try a bigger one. I like big trays. But yeah, I enjoy doing those small shop hauls, and I'll try to be a little bit more on it at least. And I hope that if nothing else, it still puts maybe some shops on your radar if you weren't already aware of them and wanting to do some shopping. And please know that I am never, ever, ever, ever telling you that you have to buy from anyone. I'm not telling you at all that I think you should be spending above your budget or spending beyond your means. I try to have a lot of things that are very budget friendly type videos on my channel and whatnot, but yeah, I don't ever want to give the impression, because I apparently did give someone that impression, and I just want to make sure you guys know that I'm, that's why I try to mention things in those videos, like, here's some ways that you can support small shops that don't require spending a penny. Just favorite them, follow them on Instagram or socials. Those are great ways to support small shops. So, yeah, just wanted to mention that. What else I've been up to? Oh, you guys, I had a heck of a hyperfixation, and unfortunately, I thought it was going to be good and it was going to end. I don't think it's going to totally be ending. It's just going to look a little different. So, I think I mentioned this last week, but can we please talk about the Starbucks Year of the Dragon merch? So, I think I mentioned last week that I was on the hunt for a couple of these cups in particular. One was like a cold cup and one was a mug. And my mom had actually found the cold cup for me in the airport Starbucks while she was waiting for us to land. And then I was just on the hunt for this really, really pretty mug. And I had gone to well over a dozen Starbucks in Southern California over the course of a week and a half or 2 weeks on the hunt for this mug. And I went for one more outing. Was that Thursday or Friday morning? I think it was Friday morning. It was Friday morning. And I had said, okay, I've looked in a few different Starbucks this week, and I don't want to keep driving all over and rolling the dice on if I'm going to find this mug. I think maybe I was just too late to start hunting after all, and I'm just going to have to pick it up on Mercari or eBay and eat the additional price that's going to come with that. But I had made a plan to go to a couple of Starbucks On Friday morning, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the one that's inside a Target over here. And then there's a Ralph's, which is a grocery store nearby that has one inside of it that was not ones that were as close to me, but I was expanding my search radius here. Went to the Target, no luck. Went to the Ralph's, and from across the store, I saw what I was pretty sure was that mug sitting on the little like shelf outside of, right outside this, right by the Starbucks. And then I see someone else walk up to it and pick it up and kind of like turn it in their hands and look at it. My heart just sank, and I was like, if I missed this by 10 seconds. But then she put it down and walked on, and I zipped right on up there, and I picked up that cup and held it close to my chest as I waited in line like, no one's gonna take this from me, right? And I bought it. Would you like to see it? I actually have it nearby. When we see how pretty it is, hopefully you'll understand. Look at this mug. It is iridescent. It's got scales all over it. And it just, I mean, even look at like the detail on the handle. And then like the dragon. Like, what the heck? How could you not want this mug? It's really kind of short and wide. It's like, I haven't used it. I'm not planning to use it for actual drinks. I'm probably going to put it on my desk and use it to hold diamond painting things. But I found it. It's mine. And I'm so happy. I thought I was done, but no. I had shared about it in a Discord I'm in for Sophie at the Diamond Help Desk. She has a Discord server, and I'm sure she's got the link over on her channel. I'll shoot her a message and see if I can include like an invite link here. I'm not sure if that's something she'd want to do, but I'll pop it in the description box if you are into Discord and want to chat in a community that's diamond painting related. And a few of us in there had been talking about hunting for these mugs, and someone in there mentioned like, oh yeah, I have a few on the way that are these various like international pieces, ones that are like exclusive to Thailand, exclusive to Hong Kong, exclusive to Korea. And I was like, excuse me, there's more? And I mean, the good news is I won't have to try to find these in store, but I started looking at them on like eBay and stuff, and I was like, oh, those are pretty. Oh no. But we'll see. I'm going to sit on it and see if there are any that I really feel like I cannot live without, but I just am in a heck of a dragon era right now. Like, I'm loving all of it, and I think I'm going to continue to be in trouble this year with all of the dragon things that are probably going to be released. Not just diamond painting related, but even stuff like this. I can't resist it. I love it. I love it so much. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit more about the rest of our Ohio trip. We had a really good time. We woke up on Sunday, which was the day after I filmed that WIP and Chat. We woke up and there was more snow on the ground, and Connor was so happy because we got to go out and he got to make like a real snow angel, like a good one, as opposed to when we had done our little trip up to Big Bear and we were in a snow play area, and the snow was so packed down that it was packed down so tightly he couldn't even make snow angels. So, but no, fresh snow in my parents' backyard. The only was touched by, like animal prints, because they have like deer and squirrels and birds and everything that come through. But yeah, so Connor got to make a snow angel. Was very, very, very happy. It was too powdery to make snowballs, but snow angel, we were good. He was happy. We had a very low-key Sunday, just enjoyed family time together. And then we had to get up very, very early on Monday morning to catch our flights out. So I had mentioned in last week's video about how I was looking at having to rebook our flight home because I had gotten an alert from Southwest that the weather was anticipated to impact our flight, specifically where we connected through the Dallas airport. When I had booked the flight, I thought, well, Texas will be safe, right? Of some of these options, like surely Texas will be safe. So I ended up rebooking our flight through Phoenix because it was one of 2 locations that were options that were not supposed to be affected by winter weather. And my brother and I were both flying out about the same time. He was connecting through Denver. And I thought, we were rolling the dice there, dude. But good luck to you. And his went fine. He went totally smoothly. But yeah, we got up at 3:30 in the morning Ohio time, which is 12:30, like midnight 30 California time, which is before I go to bed in California. So I was like, this is just going to be a long day, but we're supposed to land at like 9:55 a.m. California time. Adam has a day off work. Connor and I are going to go home, and I'm going to go back to bed. And hopefully Connor will have slept on the plane, but at least I'm going to plan to go back to bed, and he can if he wants to as well. Can you tell where this is going? It did not go smoothly. We were supposed to have a 1-hour layover in the Phoenix airport, and then our flight was going to take off and, like I said, land around 10 a.m. California time. As we're on the 4.5-hour flight from Ohio to Phoenix, I paid like the $8 for Wi-Fi because it was a long flight, and I got a text notification from Southwest partway through the flight that said that our flight from Phoenix to California had been delayed by 2 hours. And I was like, oh, shoot. Well, that is a bummer, but that's okay. We'll find a place to like get breakfast, plug in our devices, and just kind of camp out for a little while. It'll be fine. And then we got to our gate, and after we'd kind of spent some time, stretching our legs elsewhere, then we got to our gate in Phoenix, and I started getting notifications and, watching the flight departure time, and it kept getting pushed back further and further, like 20 minutes at a time. And then finally someone came on the speaker in the gate area and was like, hi, anyone that's here for the flight from Phoenix to Long Beach, we are waiting on an airplane that's coming from Las Vegas, and they haven't even taken off yet. They're still, at that point, they were boarding. I don't know what was going on in Vegas that was delaying things, but there you have it. Now, I had originally actually thought that the plane that we were supposed to be on was coming from Chicago, because there's a website where you can like click and see, where's my plane when you check flight statuses, and you can see like where a plane is coming from. And so that was it was the wrong one that I thought that I was looking at. And so I was like, I thought our plane got out of Chicago okay after the initial delay, but unfortunately that was not the one that we were looking at. There was some kind of delay in Vegas. Honestly, my guess is that there was probably a delay earlier in the day, like that there was the plane in Vegas was coming from somewhere else that had a delay, because most of the country's airports were going to be affected by this Arctic blast. The original flight that we had booked to Dallas, we saw had gotten, when we were at the airport in the morning checking in, I looked at the flight status board, and our original flight to Dallas had just been flat canceled. So I'm so glad that I didn't go, no, we'll try our luck. No, it got canceled. So I was glad that was not in our plan. But all said and done, Connor and I ended up waiting in the Phoenix airport. What I think ended up being about a 6-hour layover instead of a 1-hour layover. We were done. I was so done. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. And we got home, and I was crabby and exhausted. And Connor slept on the first flight for almost 2 hours, so he was doing a little bit better than me. We were so glad to be home. Connor was really happy to see Skip, which you guys heard my little heartbreaking story in last week's WIP and Chat about how he was like really, really sad that Skip wasn't with us. And so they had some really sweet cuddles as soon as we got home. I did go to bed for a couple hours. I passed out so hard I didn't dream. I don't remember my head hitting the pillow. And then I forced myself to wake up so that I could be awake for a few hours and try to go to bed at a normal time and help reset my sleep schedule a bit. Man, that jet lag, it's a 3-hour time difference. And it is rough. It is not fun. And this was probably a little more so because we were only gone for a few days. And so we just had really out of whack sleep schedules for 4 days straight. So I'm fully adjusted back now. I'm good now. But that was a sleepy few days in particular. We had a really nice trip. It was really, really good. And my heart is full that I was able to make it happen. Honestly, I'm really grateful that we were able to make it happen. It was a good visit. We did go through, my brother and I were going through a lot of things to try to just pare down the stuff that we have left there. We've both been moved out for like 10 years now. So there was a lot to go through. Bless you. That was husband. And that brought up a lot of emotions though too. I do have like weekly talk therapy, which I highly recommend. Even if you feel like you don't have anything to work through, trust me, you've got stuff that a therapist can help you with. But it had been a couple weeks since I had met with my therapist because what was it? My kids were still on winter break the 1 week, and so I had canceled, and then we were flying the following Friday. And so, yeah, we had a couple weeks off. But then, so I was glad to get back to it. But then I apparently had a lot of big emotions to work through about my parents. Like, they're thinking of selling the house and downsizing in a couple of years. And I just can't wrap my brain around it. Like, that's my childhood home. And it's going to be lots of feelings. So I did get to start to talk through some of that with my therapist. And by talk through it, I mean I unplanned just like cried for the last half of the session, which is fine. That means it was probably that I needed it. It was a good therapy session. But I continue to be really incredibly happy with this therapist and glad that I kind of stepped outside my comfort zone and was like, let me try someone new and see if they'd be a good fit for me. And initially I thought, I don't know if this is it, but it's been good. It's been really good. So, gentle encouragement if you need it, if you're in a place where you're like, so I want to go through the trouble of trying to like find a therapist that's a good fit or something. Like, I get it. It's so hard. It sucks. It's when you're struggling mental health wise, the last thing that you need is for it to be difficult for you to get help. Which I just feel like the mental health care system in the United States is not set up to support people that are struggling with their mental health, or to make that easier when it's you're in a really hard place mentally and you need that support, to even get into therapy or get help. But I just want to say I see you if you're struggling with that. But yeah, so we're back home, really settled back into a rhythm here. And it's been good. It's been good. I had a little bit of energy today, and some motivation to kind of keep working on some organizing and tidying up of areas. My latest project was going through one of the scary drawers in our bathroom that had just a mix of makeup, some of it years old. Yes, I know. I hadn't been using it is the thing. So it's not like I was using old expired makeup. It was more just I hadn't gone through and cleaned out the drawer of the stuff that needed to get tossed. There were lotions and various other just things in there. Various cleansers, moisturizers, things that I had tried. There were some samples of stuff. It needed to be cleaned out. And I didn't feel like I had a lot of energy, a lot of spoons to get stuff done today. Actually, this week was it was a lot between coming back from Ohio and then a couple of things that went on with the kids' school, and I didn't have much energy for house things, but today I did. So I went through that door. It only took me 15 or 20 minutes. I threw out a bunch of stuff and now I have a better sense of, okay, what I do have and what I might want to replace. I have some rosacea, and the redness, like, that has been flaring up much worse this winter season than, I mean, it used to be worse in the summer for me, especially because our, like, sweating used to make it worse, it feels like. And winters in California are so wild that it's not like, oh, we've got the heat on and so it's dry, or the windy, cold outside is irritating my skin. But this winter, it just seems, like I'm having more flare-ups. And so I wanted to see, do I have any product that's still potentially good? And yes, I know I should probably just see a dermatologist, but I was going to start maybe with one or two little over-the-counter things, like really gentle, just see if maybe that helps a little bit. Especially because it is pretty minor, but I can get a bit self-conscious about it. And I don't want to wear makeup all the time because I feel like that makes it worse. Also, I like wearing makeup sometimes, but it's, it's not something that I necessarily like want to spend time on every day. It's if you love it, I love it for you. Zero judgment about whether or not you choose to wear makeup or not. Live and let live, you guys. Let people do whatever works for them. But for me, I mostly just wear it, when I feel like it once in a blue moon, or if we're, going out or something, or it's like date night. But yeah, so that felt good though. Threw out a little trash bag of things and got a better sense for what I do have. Hopefully I'll be able to make it through a little bit more of my to-do list this week and things that I would really like to make some progress on. That's, besides just diamond painting things, of course. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with life. As far as what I've been reading and watching and listening to, it's been pretty blah this week, you guys. Reading, I still have not gotten my groove back for audiobooks. Mostly just consuming fan content for various favorite fandoms at the moment. Whatever I'm feeling like, I'm just chasing the dopamine at this point, like I've been saying for weeks now. So I'm just kind of like, it's fine. The things that what my interests are will come back around. But as far as watching and listening, these kind of go hand in hand a little bit. I've been spending more time on YouTube, which, it's all cyclical, because when I was really into audiobooks or really into shows, I was spending a lot less time watching YouTube videos. But I've been watching more YouTube content. Like, I have a few kind of go-to channels. I really enjoy Karen Puzzles. I kind of get my puzzle fix by watching her videos. I don't have the space at all for puzzles. I feel like I barely have the space for diamond painting. I definitely don't have the space for puzzles. So I enjoy puzzles vicariously through her content, and she's fun and she's sweet. And then I enjoy Coley Does Things, has a channel that centers around like different things with fandom culture, which I really enjoy. And so I've been kind of digging back into some of her older content and enjoying getting into that. And then I think this week, because I just don't think that I'm actually going to get around to rereading the first two Crescent City books before the third one comes out, I think I'm going to look up some recaps on YouTube and just listen to those on in the background while I'm diamond painting. It's a thing for me that I don't tend to remember a ton of information, particularly not details from books or like lyrics from songs, if I've only read or listened to them one time. I remember vibes. Like it's hard to explain, but it's just how my brain works. It takes me 2 or 3 times through for me to feel like I'm really retaining details and information. And so even though it wasn't that long ago that I read the first 2 books, there was a lot going on and a lot of details. And so I feel like it would be good to have some of that more fresh in my brain before the third one comes out. So I'm thinking I might just look up some YouTube recaps for those instead. Yeah, I think maybe that's the way that I'll go. Which, by the way, if you have favorite, videos for that kind of thing, if you're a fellow reader, you enjoy Sarah J. Maas, and you watch some recaps in anticipation of Crescent City 3, any of that, feel free to let me know in the comments. I would be more than happy for your recommendations. Otherwise, I'm just going to go hop up to the good old YouTube search bar, see what the algorithm feeds me. I've also enjoyed poking my head into some people's live streams. This past weekend, a lot of friends have gone live, which has been nice. And sometimes I've been chatty, and sometimes I just wanted to kind of kick back and listen and lurk and craft and get some crafting done. And so that's I guess been mainly what I've been doing while I've been diamond painting this year. But I did bring home with me a lot of books from my parents' house. There were some different books that I wanted to keep. I brought a lot of books. It feels like every time I go to my parents, I bring more books back. I think this was kind of the last of it. And I'm kind of looking at some of my actual physical copies of books and going, I could reread these. There was a series. What was the name of the actual series? But it was is it Susan Cooper? Now I'm blanking on it. Was the Grey King one of them? I think there were 5 books in the series. Was it based in Wales is what's coming to mind? It's been since my childhood since I've read and reread these books, but it was a Newbery Award winner at the time, and I'm like, oh, these books could be fun to reread. I think it was Susan Cooper, but I remember really random tangent, and then I'm going to end because we're getting close to the end. But there was something that we had to do for a project when I was in middle school, where they encouraged us to write to just someone, whether it was a celebrity or an author or just someone that we wanted to write a letter to. I think it was a letter writing practice thing. And for whatever reason, I think I was reading this author's books at the time. I think it was this author. And she was the one that I wrote a letter to, and she wrote me a letter back. And that was, I remember as a kid being like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. An author wrote back to me. That was really, really cool, because I just, I assumed that they're not going to have the time. But it was personalized and everything. So that was wonderful. It was, cute little Katie memory, childhood memory. And it stuck with me, obviously. It was interesting going through a lot of my childhood stuff and various, I don't know, there were journals and there were other things, especially in middle school. I apparently really, really had it in my head that I was going to be a writer when I grew up. And I just went, when did that really change? I did a lot of sort of creative writing and stuff when I was younger, and then that just kind of went away. And so I'm like, what? I wonder what changed there. But anyway, I'm keeping you guys here a long time, but thank you for hanging out with me on this WIP and Chat. I always enjoy catching up with you and just chatting, and I hope that I was able to keep you company while you were doing whatever you were doing today. If you made it all the way to the end, let's see. How about a book emoji? Because we've been talking a lot about books here at the end. Some sort of book emoji. Let me know how you're doing, what you are working on, what you've been up to. I hope that you have a really wonderful start to your week, and I'll have various videos this week. I've got some unboxings and other things on the brain, so just stay tuned and feel free to subscribe if you aren't already and you made it all the way to the end of this video. You would probably enjoy it here, and I would love to have you. So my friends, thanks again for watching and listening today. I hope you have a day and a week that is as amazing as you are, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.